Time for lesson 57 already. Okay, this is reviewing 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35. Let's get started. Number 1/31. I am not the victim of the world I see. How can I be the victim of a world that can be completely undone if I so choose? My chains are loosened. I can drop them off merely by desiring to do so. The prison door is open. I can leave simply by walking out. Nothing holds me in this world. Only my wish to stay keeps me a prisoner. I would give up my insane wishes and walk into the sunlight at last. If that didn't paint a picture for you, I don't know what will. But truly, if you are still miserable, you are choosing to be miserable. And I'm sorry I have to say that so bluntly, but it's true. You can change the way you feel, and thus, by changing the way you feel and changing the way you think, your outer world will change. You just have to trust that. So you can continue to live a miserable life and stuck with miserable thoughts and negative ways of thinking and say, this is my reality. Or you can say, you know what? This sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. And if that's the case, then you can just change your thinking. Just try it. Who knows? Just try it. Try it with the littlest of effort and just try and see what happens. Even if it's just a teensy bit better, don't you think that's proof? I do. Okay. I put here, I acknowledge that I'm still here because I want to be, and because of fear, because of what ifs, and that's okay. I choose to be here. So there isn't a judgment against you for choosing to be there. I mean, I was just saying you're miserable, whatever, but I'm serious. Like, if you want to be in a darker place and that's where you want to be, fine, but just acknowledge that you are choosing to be there. And that's okay. You can come around and you can change when you're ready. But just know, nobody is holding you there but yourself, okay? All right, number 2/32. I have invented the world I see. I made up the prison in which I see myself. All I need to do is recognize this and I am free. I have deluded myself into believing it is possible to imprison the Son of God. I was bitterly mistaken in this belief, which I no longer want. The Son of God must be forever free. He is as God created him, and not what I would make of him. He is where God would have him be, and not where I thought to hold him prisoner. Okay? So, whenever you're ready, you can break free and you can live the life you want to live. You can be the person you want to be. You can just let go of what you think other people are thinking of you, because they're probably not even thinking that anyway. And if they are, who cares? You will start attracting people who think loving thoughts, and then you'll be surrounded by love, and all the people who were thinking judgmental thoughts, they're not going to be there anymore unless they change, and then they'll be right there with you and they'll be thinking loving thoughts too. Okay, 3/33. There is another way of looking at the world. Since the purpose of the world is not the one I ascribed to it, there must be another way of looking at it. I see everything upside down, and my thoughts are the opposite of truth. I see the world as a prison for God's Son. It must be, then, that the world is really a place where he can be set free. I would look upon the world as it is and see it as a place where the Son of God finds his freedom. So oftentimes people look around and they just think, I hate it here. I don't want to be here. I don't like this world we've created that is destroying the environment, and people are mean and horrible to each other. And yeah, okay, but also when you change your thinking, you start to realize, yeah, that stuff's happening, but also there are a lot of people who are working to change the effects that we've had on the environment, that are working to create technology that is cleaner and more efficient and has less damage. And there are people who are doing good all of the time, all around us. It's just what you choose to focus on that becomes your reality. I put here, it takes training. So I will choose the Holy Spirit and not the ego. So I will see as he does. Try for 10% of the day to practice and study. So about 15 hours of your day you're awake, and that means about an hour and a half you're practicing. Now, that may be consecutive, but probably not likely to be consecutive. So maybe 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, and then 10 minutes 3 other times during the day. I don't know, however it works for you, but I think there's something here. This practice, 10% of your day spent towards really trying to retrain your mind. And recognize that, like anything, it takes training, it takes practice, it takes diligence. Athletes, even when they've made it to the top tier of their sport, do they stop practicing and training? Hell no. They maybe even amp it up even more. So that's not to discourage you, to make you think like, oh, it's never gonna end. But the more you practice this and work in meditation, the more you start to love it, and suddenly an hour and a half goes by like nothing. I can tell you the other day in the morning, I had the time and I sat for an hour. I could not do that in the beginning. There was no way I could have done that a year ago, even 6 months ago. And now it's just becoming such an enjoyable time that I want to keep doing it. And I feel like possibly that's how athletes feel. You know, they're enjoying it because they've gotten to a point where their bodies are strong and they're able to do what they want to do during that time. So, next one is 4/34. I could see peace instead of this. When I see the world as a place of freedom, I realize that it reflects the laws of God instead of the rules I made up for it to obey. I will understand that peace, not war, abides in it, and I will perceive that peace also abides in the hearts of all who share this place with me. Everyone will tell you that they want peace. Nobody really wants war. Anyone who's lived through war will tell you they do not want war for anybody. And anyone who's experienced something around them being completely decimated would never wish that upon citizens of any part of this world. People want peace. People want peace in their own life. That's what we're all striving for. And whether that's just by avoidance, people will avoid a lot of things that they don't want to deal with because they just don't want confrontation, which means they're trying to live a peaceful, calm life. And now sometimes the way they're going about it is not as effective because they're focusing on what they don't want to happen instead of finding the peace within and letting that emanate out from them. I have a little note here. Beneath the darkness of fear is the light of peace in all. So underneath everyone's fear, you can find the peace there, and they can find the peace within them. It is there. We all have peace in our hearts. We all have love in our hearts. It just sometimes is buried deep under lots of layers of fear, lots of layers of judgments, of stereotypes, and it can be a lot of work to get down to it. But it's there, I promise you, in every single person, and you included. All right, last one, 5/35. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. As I share the peace of the world with my brothers, I begin to understand that this peace comes from deep within myself. The world I look upon has taken on the light of my forgiveness and shines forgiveness back at me. In this light, I begin to see what my illusions about myself kept hidden. I begin to understand the holiness of all living things, including myself and their oneness with me. I put a note here. When I judge another, it colors my perception of all things. It influences my words and actions. Be pure in thought. Results in pure deeds and words. So when our thoughts are pure, our words and our deeds are pure. That's what I was saying earlier, that even if you think that your thoughts are private and that nobody is aware of them, people can feel what you mean, okay? So find a way to get to that peaceful place that comes from true peace, not just, oh, I'm going to be peaceful now, and I'm going to talk in a very peaceful voice, and this is how I demonstrate that I am a peaceful person. Now, you may talk like that, and that's fine, and you may really be peaceful. Okay, I'm talking very fast. Does that mean I don't have peace? Maybe. I mean, I am a little bit thinking about how I'm running out of time, and I need to get this video done. And so perhaps I'm speaking fast out of fear that I won't finish the video in time. That's interesting. Okay, well, anyway, deep down I do feel peace. I promise. So, my mind is part of God's. I am very holy. That might be hard for you to say. You might feel like you're not a holy person because of things you've done, things you've thought, things you've said. But here's the thing. None of that matters. Let it go. There are reasons that you did what you did, and there are opportunities to learn. So take that opportunity, learn what you can, and then throw the rest of it in the trash, burn it, whatever. Let it go. Figuratively, throw it in the trash. Figuratively, burn it. You are dropping it and never picking it up again. Whatever thing that you continue to nail yourself to the cross for, drop it. It is not worth it. It is not worth living a life of misery, okay? Because the best thing you can do for anyone, no matter what you've already done to somebody, is to find love and peace and forgiveness within you and to step forward into a new day that is bright with light and love. Okay, that's it. So lesson 57 is done. Good luck, enjoy, let me know how it goes, and I will see you for lesson 58. All right, take care.